Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you have questions about the longevity products, the longevity business, health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with. If you have a comment or success story, if you have a question about something you may have heard about or read about or need clarification on, or if you have questions about ingredients or formulations, we are your go-to source for all things health and nutrition. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side, 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase longevity products, head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Also look at signing up to join the Brightside Ben team. You can click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com, also pharmacistben.com and criticalhealthnews.com. For a one-time $30 fee, you can be a longevity distributor and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. If nutritional supplementation has helped you in your life and you want to pay it forward, and you should pay it forward. So many folks have lost weight and dropped their blood pressure and cholesterol scores, have more energy, and just feel better. Just feel better. Not having to deal with drugs and not having to deal with doctors. That's what happens when you get on a good nutritional supplement program. Change your life with the way you eat. Do a little bit of exercise. These are all things that are reversible. Blood pressure, reversible. Blood fats, reversible. Diabetes, reversible. Irritable bowel syndrome, reversible. Acne, reversible. Not cured. We don't cure acne. We reverse acne. You don't cure heart disease. You reverse heart disease. You don't cure diabetes. You reverse diabetes. You don't cure inflammatory issues like arthritis or irritable bowel syndrome or ulcerative colitis. You reverse them. And reversal is in the realm of lifestyle. When it comes to chronic degenerative disease. Chronic degenerative diseases are lifestyle diseases. You change your lifestyle, you change your disease. This is not complicated, peoples. If you have questions about how to do it, we're here for you we're here to help you, but the body can do it. It can be done. How you do it, okay. You got to do a few things. You got to get on a supplement program. You got to change the way you eat. You got to exercise, and that doesn't mean getting a membership at the gym. It means just moving your body around. You got to rest. You got to relax. You got to oxygenate. These are all the ways the body reverses chronic long-term degenerative disease, and chronic long-term degenerative disease is the end result of not doing these things, of poor lifestyle choices. That's the most important message. That's why this is The Bright Side. Chronic, long-term, progressive, degenerative disease, diseases that get worse, that doctors cannot do anything about except stave off your demise and lower your test scores. These are all diseases, issues, health challenges that are in the realm of how we live our lives. That's so powerful. That is so powerful to anybody who's suffering or anybody who knows somebody who's suffering. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. We do have lines open, and we'll get your calls in our bottom segment. We've been talking about estrogen, and estrogen is one of those hormones that you can have too much of. And when I say too much of, I mean too much of the breakdown product. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here because we've talked about this a lot. Clearing out estrogen is very important. When estrogen is not cleared out effectively, health issues ensue. Clearance of estrogen is largely a function of the digestive system. There's also nutrients that are important, but largely a function of the digestive system because clearing out estrogen involves 3 steps. 2 of them take place in the liver, 1 of them that takes place in the intestine and excretion out the body. So for the most part, clearance of estrogen involves the digestive system. That's the thing about the liver, by the way. The liver does so many things, and it doesn't do them as well when there are digestive issues, when there are intestinal issues, when there's probiotic or dysbiosis issues, I'll say, messed up gut bacteria. These will all affect the liver. Fatty liver disease is a real thing. It's tragic. And if you have even subclinical fatty liver disease, that is, your doctor isn't making a big deal of it, you're still not firing on all cylinders, especially when it comes to detoxification of estrogen. Or superestrogen, as it is actually what it is, because estrogen gets broken down in 2 steps. One of them becomes superestrogen. Guess what? The sun is protective against superestrogen. How do you like that? That's because of vitamin D, because of the relationship between vitamin D and estrogen. Reading from, where is this? Hutch News, fredhutch.org. High blood levels of vitamin D linked to reduced estrogen and potentially lower breast cancer risk. You can help the body clear out estrogen by making sure you have vitamin D. And vitamin D deficiency is a real deal. Vitamin D deficiency affects 50% of the population all over the world. 1 billion people have a vitamin D deficiency. In this country, probably the same. Probably 100 million people have a vitamin D deficiency, a clinical vitamin D deficiency. Of course, there's subclinical deficiencies that aren't official deficiencies. Vitamin D is one of the trickiest. Vitamin D and vitamin K are the 2 trickiest of the vitamins. Vitamin K is really tricky. There's all these different forms. In fact, the fat-soluble vitamins are very tricky, D, E, A, and K. But D probably is the trickiest one because there's different types of D. There's D that you can eat. There's D that you can make. And when you make vitamin D from the sun or when you eat vitamin D from foods, it still has to be activated, guess where? In the liver, as well as the kidneys. There's actually 2 activation steps. Vitamin D is so powerful. This is how powerful vitamin D is and how important it is to the body. Vitamin D is activated in 2 steps. It's made from the sun, or it can also be, it's found in food, mostly fatty fish. Fatty fish is your main source of vitamin D. They will irradiate mushroom or yeast, to get it to make vitamin D2, and then they'll use vitamin D2. That's where most vitamin D2 fortification in supplements, etc. That's where most vitamin D2 comes from. Irradiated yeast. How cool is that? They irradiate the yeast and it makes vitamin D. And then there's also, of course, vitamin D3, which is synthesized by human beings. This makes vitamin D a very unique vitamin. It's synthesized by us. We make it. Nonetheless, eating vitamin D and taking it as a supplement and synthesizing it on yourself requires activation at the level of the liver and an activation at the level of the kidneys. Well, if you have a liver issue, you're going to have a problem activating vitamin D. If you have a kidney issue, guess what? You're going to probably have a level, you may functionally be deficient in vitamin D. Everybody's got some degree of kidney deficiency. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And a lot of people have some degree of liver issues. So vitamin D is a very serious vitamin deficiency, not just because we don't get it, but because we may not be activating it. Breastfed infants are at risk for vitamin D deficiency. If the mom isn't getting vitamin D, older people are at risk for vitamin D deficiency. Their skin doesn't make it. When your skin gets older, it doesn't make vitamin D as well, and older people also spend less time outdoors. If you have dark skin, if you're African American, or if you're Hispanic, you may also have a problem with vitamin D deficiency. And fat malabsorption is also an issue, which is very common. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. 844 236-6010 is our number, and we do have lines open for you. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470. 866-735-2470. And you can also head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com to take a look at the longevity products and purchase longevity products and sign up to join the Brightside Ben team. You can also, if you're interested in checking out some very interesting, powerful, potent, and very effective anti-aging and wound healing products, go to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. These are my skin health formulations. I've been doing skin for many years, and I've learned a thing or two about how you do skincare products and how you do skin health products, and it's really a nasty business. Only business I can think of where people, aside from food, where people just kind of obliviously use the products without even thinking about what they're doing, or only part. How is it that we can just rub things on our skin and not even think about what we're doing? How is it that we can rub stuff on our skin and not have any idea what's in the ingredient deck? How is it that we can pay for all of these things, all of these ingredients, and not realize what we're doing? That's why I only put 5 ingredients or 6 ingredients in most of my products. A few of them have like 9 ingredients. Truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com, Truth Transdermal C Serum, Truth Transdermal C Balm, and our Truth Retinol Gels, 5% retinol and 1% retinol, as well as our Truth Omega-6 Healing Cream and Biomimetic Mineral Mist. And all our Truth Treatment products are available at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Speaking of the skin and estrogen, by the way, is made in the skin, along with vitamin D. There are skin cells will make their own estrogen, especially the skin cells that make the connective tissue. The 2 major skin cells are called skin cells, actually keratinocytes. These are the cells that make keratin. Keratin's like fingernail. The keratinocyte is the major cell in the skin. And then the fibroblast. Fibro means fiber, blast means a factory or manufacturing system. The fibroblast makes fibros or fibers, technically. And the fibroblast and activation of the fibroblast is pretty tricky. If your fibroblasts are sleepy or they're old, you don't make as much collagen and connective tissue, and this is one of the reasons why people get thinning skin and also thinning bone for that matter, because fibroblasts make bones. They're called osteoblasts when they make bone. In any case, these fibroblasts that make fibers, as we get older, their production diminishes. But if there are hormonal imbalances, especially around superestrogen, you'll make lots of these. The fibroblasts will really be activated, and you'll make lots of sticky connective tissue. That's not a good thing. Fiber production is good for anti-aging, but it's not good as an overall biochemical phenomena. And fibrosis is always associated with disease. And fibrosis can be induced by superestrogen. And fibrosis is where you get fibromyalgia. Fibrosis. Can you imagine fibrosis is like sticky fibers? Just picture a spider's web, or the stuff that comes out of a spider's body that makes the web. The spider secretions are sticky, right? Can you imagine having masses of these sticky substances in your body, these sticky fibers? They stick to everything. That feels awful. Endometriosis is the same thing. These are caused by superestrogen activating the fibroblasts, or it could be caused by fibroblasts making lots of estrogen. The fibroblast is best handled with nutrition. That's where vitamin C becomes so important in skincare. Vitamin C activates the fibroblast, but it doesn't do it like estrogen. Yesterday, we talked about the difference between a vitamin and a hormone. Hormone just does it. A vitamin asks. A vitamin is just there if the fibroblast needs it. A hormone is like, just get to work. That just kicks butt, boom, especially a super hormone like superestrogen. You want to build your fibroblast, you want to build your connective tissue, I should say, and activate the fibroblast. You don't want to do it with hormones, you want to do it with nutrients. Hormones are playing with fire, especially estrogen. If you're on HRT, you're playing with fire. You'd be way better off using vitamin C as well as essential fatty acids and making sure you're absorbing your fats and taking care of your digestive system. This is where hormone replacement therapy becomes a problem. This is why some people benefit and some people don't. This is why some people have toxicity and cancer. And yes, cancer is one of the things that happens with HRT, or skin problems, and other people don't have problems. It's because of how the hormone is handled. With vitamins, you don't have to worry about it. Vitamin C for the skin is absolutely spectacular if you can get to the fibroblast now. That's where fat-soluble vitamin C becomes important. See, for vitamin C to do its work, it's got to really be in the fibroblast. It has benefits everywhere. But it really, in order to get its anti-wrinkle, in order for you to get the anti-wrinkle and the skin thickening and the plumping effects of vitamin C, and make no mistake about it, if you use vitamin C correctly topically, it's amazing. But you got to be at the level of the fibroblast to really get the good results, and that means transdermal penetration, fatty vitamin C. If you know about it, if you know enough about the skin and skincare ingredients to know you need vitamin C, you may not know that you need fat-soluble vitamin C, because the effects of vitamin C, or the maximum effects of vitamin C, occur deep. You'll get some topical effects with ascorbic acid, which is water-soluble vitamin C. You get some topical benefits, you may get some stimulating benefits, but the real benefits come with fatty vitamin C, because the vitamin C has to do its work in the lower levels. Fibroblast, which is, technically speaking, pretty deep. The fibroblast, just to give you a sense of this, the skin, we said, is made up of three main layers. You've got the stratum corneum, that's hard fingernail on the surface. You got the epidermis underneath, and then you got the dermis underneath that. And they're subdivided, too, which is another interesting phenomena. Well, we're going to talk about that, because that has a lot of implications when it comes to things like psoriasis and eczema, and acne, for that matter. Anyways, you got the surface of the skin is like a fingernail-like material. You got the next level down, which is sublayered, the epidermis, and then you got the dermis. The whole thing's about as thick as maybe 10 pieces of paper. 10 pieces of notebook paper. That's the entire thickness of the skin. Think about that for a minute. That's crazy. All that stuff's happening in 10 pieces of notebook paper thick. The very surface is about a tenth of a piece of notebook paper. Underneath that is maybe one piece of notebook paper, and that's the epidermis. And then underneath that is the bulk of the skin. That's where the fibroblast is. That's the real action. And that is already maybe 9 pieces of paper thick, but it's deep relatively. It's covered. So getting to that fibroblast is a science as well as an art form. That's what I was doing in my wound healing pharmacy. I was trying to figure out not only what the fibroblast needed, and the keratinocyte, the skin cell, but also how to get the stuff there. Now, the skin cell, when we talk about skin cells, when people talk about skin cells, they're referring to the keratin cell, the cell that makes the fingernail. Keratin's like fingernail. Oocyte just means cell. Keratinocyte is a cell that makes keratin, makes fingernail-like material. That's what most people mean when they say skin cells. Those are just located at the two bottom levels of the second level. Remember, you got 3 levels, fingernail, second level, third level. Second level is called the epidermis. That's got layers itself, and the 2 bottom layers of that are really where the skin cells are doing their business. After that, it's not really proper to call them skin cells, because they've kind of changed their shape and they've dumped their contents overboard. There's so much coolness going on here. Because when they dump their contents overboard, that's another important step in how cells take on different shapes. Skin cells take on different shapes. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll take a quick break and come back with more good health information and your phone calls, 844-236-60.
This is
Okay, we're back on the bright side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. 844-236-6010. Hang on. If you're on hold, we'll get you in a moment. From the journal, where is this journal here? Clinical Cancer Research. Vitamin D for lung cancer. 150 Japanese patients, mean age 68 years of age, with non-small cell lung cancer were randomly assigned to receive either vitamin D or a placebo. And guess what happened? People who had, patients who took vitamin D had significantly better 5-year relapse-free survival. The study shows vitamin D supplementation can increase or may increase survival times. Vitamin D is a powerful immune boosting vitamin. That's why we don't get sick as much in the summer as we do in the winter. Most of us get more vitamin D in the summertime than in the wintertime, among other things. I'm not just going to say vitamin D is important as an immune booster. Vitamin D is a life-handling vitamin or hormone, actually. It helps us handle the stresses of being alive. Stress management, growth management, repair, immune building, defensive support molecule. It's just good for quality of life. That's how I think of vitamin D. It's a summertime vitamin. It's a vitamin or a chemical or molecule that we got more of in the summertime. Why? Because this comes from the sun. In the summertime, from an evolutionary biology perspective, we did more work. In the wintertime, we did less work. In the summertime, we were out hunting and foraging and doing whatever our primitive ancestors did as our bodies were forming. And so vitamin D is one of those molecules that helps you handle the stresses of being alive. Summertime is about being alive. Wintertime is about sleeping, hibernating. There's not as much stuff going on in the wintertime from an evolutionary biology perspective, of course. All right, let's see. There's one more here on vitamin D and cancer. 139 patients with advanced or metastatic colorectal cancer, and colorectal cancer is one of the cancers that's very responsive to vitamin D. And estrogen, for that matter. And vitamin D and estrogen go together. A lot of times when there's a vitamin D issue, there's also an estrogen issue. But I digress. Vitamin D, patients were selected to either get vitamin D in addition to chemotherapy or no vitamin D, or I should say high-dose vitamin D or low-dose vitamin D with their chemotherapy. And guess what happened? When combined with vitamin D, high-dose vitamin D with chemotherapy, death rates dropped. Survival, 5-year relapse-free survival was higher. Vitamin D is a powerful immune-boosting substance, life management substance. The best way to get your vitamin D is from the sun. We're going to talk more about vitamin D tomorrow in the coming days on the bright side, as well as estrogen and the skin and the fibroblast and the keratinocyte and the skin cell. You guys you're going to get a PhD in skin health science, in skincare science. And if you listen to this program, you're going to know how to buy skincare products. You never have to be deceived again, because we're going to spend lots of time here in the coming months talking about skin and skincare products, and as well as ingredients to look for and skin health issues, including aging skin issues. All right. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's say good morning to Chris in Texas. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Hey, I love you, Dr. Ben. Let me ask you, have you ever interviewed Stephanie Seneff?
I never interviewed Stephanie Seneff, but she's awesome, and I love everything she talks about. And I talk about it a lot, too. I talk about it a lot. Anybody who understands vitamin D and cholesterol, and for the listeners, Stephanie Seneff, and I forgot how she spells her name. I think she's an engineer, actually. She chemist, or maybe she's a biochemist.
MIT. She's
from MIT, right. She's from MIT. She's a biochemist, super brilliant. And she's talking about something you never hear anybody else talk about, except we talk about on this show. And that's the relationship between the sun and sulfur and vitamin D and cholesterol and the fats in the body and calcium and various minerals. She's just a wealth of information, and very, her biochemistry is right on.
She also talks about the dangers of glyphosate.
Glyphosate, right. She talks about glyphosate. Yeah. Her biochemistry is right on. And she has a really nice way of explaining it, too. So I'm definitely a fan of Stephanie Seneff, and I have not had the opportunity to interview her, but I would if I could. I don't even know how to get a hold of her, but she is wonderful. Stephanie Seneff. Is that what you want to say, or you have anything?
You will, don't worry.
What's that? I will? Yeah, I probably will. Yeah, it's a small world out there, especially those of us talking about this stuff. Good deal. I'm glad you're listening to her. I remember talking to you, Chris. You're a smart guy. And what she's talking about is not complicated, but it is definitely counter to what you hear from the medical model. And it's very good biochemistry. Yes?
Before I let you go, listen, if I were stranded on a desert island, then let me tell you something. I want to have some NAC, N-acetylcysteine, first of all. And second of all, I want to have plenty of this supplement that has methylsulfomethane, which is MSM. That's really important.
Yeah.
And it also has high hyaluronic acid. Now,
What are you talking about? Which supplement is that? Just any supplement with HA?
It's a liquid supplement. It's called Fuchs. It's really good.
It's called what?
Fuchs. It's a liquid supplement.
Spell it for me.
Buited. Fuchs. Like juiced,
Okay.
but with a B. Fuchs.
Oh, Buse. Okay, got it.
And it's got 50 milligrams of high hyaluronic acid per serving. Now let me ask you this: how many milligrams of hyaluronic acid per day would you recommend?
Lot. I take like 300. It's the only problem is it's pricey, but you can take a lot of it.
Right.
Get it from Bone Soup supplement. I mean, it's just expensive, but yeah, you can take a lot of it. I'm a fan of hyaluronic acid supplements. Hyaluronic. I put it in my collagen recovery complex. Hyaluronic acid. Hard to say. Hyaluronic acid. Chris, I want to go and get a couple more calls in. Thank you so much for your kind words. Appreciate it, and thanks for listening. And thanks for the tip about Stephanie Seneff. Sennoff, I believe it is. Hey, what's up, Alexia? Good morning.
Thank you, Pharmacist Ben.
Good morning. What's up?
Good morning. Please talk to me about PTP, thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura, using
that again.
Protein PTP.
No, say the whole thing.
Thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura.
Okay, good. We're going to break that down. I love diagnosis, and I like breaking them down so we can all understand them. Doctors love confusing us with these diagnoses. So basically, you're not making enough blood cells, so you're bleeding, right? Is it for you or somebody you know?
No, my husband is in the hospital. He started having what we thought was cold and flu symptoms, and then later, after being admitted, his platelet levels were at 4, and then 2, and then after a platelet transfusion, steroids, and now plasma transfusion. I have papaya leaf extract and protease enzymes because they're saying it's his Adams TS13 genes testing came back at less than 3%.
Well, that's a lot of mumbo jumbo there, but basically you're talking that he's got a bleeding disorder.
Yes.
Right. So let's talk about it. Thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura. Mm-hmm. I love that. Thrombotic means clots. Thrombocytes mean he doesn't have enough of these clotting cells, and purpura means purple. But we'll talk when we come back from a break. Hang on, okay? Hang on. Don't go away. On the bright side, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open. We're talking to Alexia in Florida. Where in Florida are you, Alexia?
In Broward County, Fort Lauderdale.
Broward County. Well, Fort Lauderdale, nice. I was just there last week, actually. So TPP, your husband has it, and he's in the hospital right now. You said?
Yes, correct.
Okay. TPP is a thrombotic issue, meaning it involves clots. These clots result in a deficiency in platelets, thrombocytopenia. That's basically what that means. You end up with low platelets. Platelets are involved in blood clotting, so you bleed. It's a bleeding disorder, basically. But also there's tissue injury and there's bruising.
Right.
And there's all kinds. It's just a big mess. So here's the deal. You said it's a genetic issue, right? Well, everything's a genetic issue. Didn't you say that? I thought you said it was.
Well, it can occur in young children, but later for him, it's not considered genetic.
It's an acquired. No, everything's genetic. It's acquired, they call it, rather than inherited. There's two kinds of genetic issues. Acquired issues are issues that happen in your life, like AIDS is a classic acquired issue. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. So it can be acquired. That means you get it, so to speak. In the middle of your life. In any case, what you want to be doing is you want to be super duper kind to the body. By the way, was he a smoker? It's associated with smoking. So you got to be super duper kind to the body. Do not overthink it. Are they giving him biologics? What are they doing for him? What kind of drug? Or plasma? What are they doing?
Plasma exchange.
Okay, so here's the deal. You got to be super kind to the body. Acquired means the gene switched Genes will switch when based on what the environment of the body's like, and when the body's toxic, the genes will. That's a major stimulus for gene switching, and you can get acquired issues that way. So you got to be super kind to the body. Don't overthink it. It's not like I just take the B vitamins. The B vitamins are very important. It's not like I just take essential fats. Essential fats are very important. It's not like I just take iron, although iron and zinc and magnesium are all important. Be kind to the body. That's how you want to think about it. Okay, that means no cigarettes, no alcohol. Eating as little food as possible. And then what are you going to take? You're going to use the B vitamins, high concentrations like the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, essential fatty acids, lots of vitamin C, lots and lots of vitamin C. I'd be doing grams of it a day. In addition to things like the Healthy Start Pack, and then anything you do to support digestive health. You know, it's not like you want to focus on the thrombotic, thrombocytopenic purpura. You want to focus on the body. The TTP did not come from one thing that you can just replace and not have TTP anymore. It came from an aggregation of abuses, a sum total, a response to the sum total of abuses. So now you have to be extremely kind and loving to the body. How old is he?
He's 30. His birthday just came. He turned 38.
He's so young. He must have been doing a lot of stuff to his body.
Well, he has a lot of neglect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he must have been very hard on his body for this to occur.
Specifically, I wanted to know, how does enzymes affect the blood?
They thin the blood. They'll thin his blood a little bit, the enzymes you're talking about. I think you said nattokinase, did you say?
I have protease and
those are all thinners.
Extract.
Those are all blood thinners. He may not need that might not be something you want to do right now. Although enzymes, digestive enzymes taken with food can be helpful. It's much more at this point than one thing that you could do. If he's 38 and he's dealing with this kind of blood condition, that's a lot of abuse on the body. And I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be offensive here. But I'm just telling you that it takes a lot of work for that to occur, for the body to go into that kind of state. So what it means is reversing that. And that's a lot of things. And by the way, don't underestimate spiritual and psychological and mental and emotional aspects. Those are all very important when a guy is breaking down that quickly at the age of 38. That's a lot of distress on the body. And that means there's lots of other factors going on. It's more than I can help you just on the program, on a radio show, but I can tell you he has to be very kind and loving to the body by eliminating anything that represents a toxin, reducing the amount of work that the biochemistry has to perform, and then getting on a well-rounded nutritional supplement program with the Mighty 90, especially fats, especially the EFAs, and especially the essential fatty acids and vitamin C, I would say, too. All right? Okay. God bless you. Okay. Good luck with everything,
Thank
Alexia. I hope I help. Okay. Yeah, once you're into this kind of once your body's in this kind of at that kind of level, TTP, that's a serious metabolic breakdown. All right, 844-236-6010. David in Pennsylvania. Good morning. Welcome to the Bright Side.
Good morning, Ben. I wanted to see if you could help me out with con for my wife. We're dealing with a uterine fibroid about the size of a small orange.
Okay. Oh, that's a big one. Now she must have other things going on. You don't get a uterine fibroid without having other problems. And basically, I don't know if you're listening to the program, it's an estrogen issue, but not an estrogen by itself. Usually a catechol or a super estrogen issue. They're called catechol estrogens. I didn't say that. I don't usually say that. I call it super estrogen. And super estrogen accumulates when the body's not clearing it out, when the body's not detoxifying it and not eliminating it. So what you got to do is you got to support detoxification, support the liver, support intestinal health, and then also you might want to consider balancing out with some progesterone cream. So how do you do it? Well, first of all, anything that's abusing the liver has to be eliminated. Sugar is always a likely suspect for liver abuse. And then you might want to use things like calcium D-glucarate, which helps the liver process estrogen, and of course vitamin C is very important. Glutathione building. Glutathione comes from high protein foods. You can build your own glutathione with high protein foods, as well as MSM sulfur and selenium. Very important for estrogenic health issues. 400 to 600 micrograms or so of the ultimate selenium from Youngevity is probably a good idea, in addition to the entire Healthy Start Pack. And then fats, essential fatty acids, omega-6s and omega-3s, both of them. Either the Ultimate EFA, those are handy, or Udo's Blend. You got to keep it in the fridge, but it's still good. It's really good, actually. Udo's Blend. I would be doing that on a regular basis. Now, if she has any fat malabsorption issues, you've got to focus on that too. And that would be like your Ultimate enzymes, bile salts, lecithin granules, working on fat absorption. Focus on the fats is what I'm saying here. And then also vitamin A and vitamin E, sunshine, vitamin D. We talked about estrogen and vitamin D earlier today. So vitamin D getting out in the sun can be helpful for estrogenic health issues. And then clearing out estrogen. People who are accumulating lots of estrogen usually have issues with constipation. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
It's usually so. They usually go hand in hand. So what you got to do is you got to get her having regular bowel movements. Probiotics are a must for that. The nightly essence, I love the nightly essence. And then do a fiber drink every day. Have her do a flaxseed fiber drink every day, where you grind up flax seeds in a coffee grinder, maybe a teaspoon or a couple teaspoons or even 3 teaspoons, and then grind them up, put them in water and drink it down. You can add a little cinnamon if you want to flavor it, or stevia if you want it to be sweet. But just getting some fiber in the system to help clear out help the bowels clear out excess estrogen. And then also veggie juices, especially cruciferous veggie juices. Broccoli, kale, cauliflower. She doesn't want to do them as a juice. Just eat lots of cruciferous vegetables. There are a couple supplements she can take. One is called DIM. Another is called I3C. Personally, I say get that stuff from cruciferous vegetables, although she may want to do a little extra DIM and I3C. But veggies in general, not only for fiber, but also veggies contain flavonoids. You may have heard that term. And flavonoids are very important estrogen balancers. And then, last but most certainly not least, progesterone cream. I would be using progesterone cream. Get a 10% progesterone cream if you can find it, and that'll help with all her other estrogen health issues as well. She'll lose weight with the progesterone cream. It'll help her thyroid and a lot of other things. Fibroids don't happen by themselves. Fibroids are the end result of a metabolic biochemistry issue, and when you have a metabolic biochemistry issue, the whole body's affected. So she's probably hypothyroid. In addition to being constipated, she's probably got various immune problems, and I'm taking it she's young, but if she doesn't correct it at the basic fundamental level, and the doctors will take out the fibroids, and then you may need to take out the fibroids. But if you don't correct it at the basic fundamental level, you're running higher risks for awful diseases down the road. And one last thing I should tell you, whenever you have an estrogen health issue like fibroids, you work on the lymph, because estrogen is also cleared out via the lymphatic system, and the nutrients that help the body balance out estrogen come in through the lymphatic system. So when the lymphatic system is clogged, which it is for a lot of us, especially if we're toxic or we're sedentary, when the lymphatic system isn't moving as well as it should, you're at much higher risk for all of these health challenges. So moving the body, getting on a rebounder, in addition to helping taking extra fat-soluble vitamins to make sure she's getting them, including essential fatty acids, as well as vitamins D, E, A, and K, that can also be important. David, thanks for your call. Appreciate it. We're out of time. Thank you for listening to The Bright Side. Check out our websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com for the longevity products, and truthtreatments.com for our Truth Skin Health products. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.